Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ran fast, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, traitors that star-spangled banner, yeah, wave for the land under the fray, and the home of the brave. Because we are the brave. Yes, we are the brave. We'll fight you in the name of the brave. We are the US of A. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save. This land of the brave, the US of A. Oh, traitors that star-spangled banner, yeah, wave for the land under the fray, and the
This is Rio of Madison Rising, and you're watching Maxspeed TV.
Let's go. I was born to kill it. I was meant to win. I am down to win, so I will find a way. It took a minute, I didn't have a right away. When it get hot in the kitchen, you decide to
Welcome everybody. Thursday night. This is OP, Thursday Night Throwback Cup Series right here on Maxspeed TV. Steve Lane up in the booth, welcoming you to tonight's episode. We are at the Tricky Triangle, the Pocono Raceway here tonight. We got about 28 cars already logged into the session tonight. So it's going to be a pretty good race. These guys are going to be spread out. Hopefully, we can have 80 laps of caution-free, but you never know what's going to happen right here at Pocono. So, well, while we got a little bit of time left here, guys, let me get my SDK to see if it will upload and refresh. But we got about 6 minutes left of practice. We're going to go ahead and get to our standings here tonight. Let me go ahead and shut all of this off. Looking at our standings, Benny Maestas right now still in that top spot at 702. Bentley Glazer up to second, 657. He is 45 behind Vinny. Jeff Hollingsworth up to third, the 652, 50 behind Benny and 5 behind Bentley. Daniel Dow right now in fourth, 604, 98 behind the leader and 48 behind Jeff. Tyler Dalton with a good finish last week in fifth at 591, 111 behind the leader and 13 behind Daniel. Adam Pettit right now in sixth at 589, 113 behind the leader and 2 behind Tyler. Charlie Woods in seventh right now at 578, 124 behind the leader and 11 behind Adam. Nick Wing up to 8th spot tonight this week at 576, 126 behind the leader and 2 behind Charlie. Cody Eldred in ninth at 558, 144 behind the leader and 18 behind Nick. In 10th, Bubba Winningham at a 536, 166 behind the leader and 22 behind Cody. So the points are getting tighter as we go through the season. As we jump to the other side, let me see if I can make that just a little bit bigger. I actually need to do it this way. Hang on a second. There we go. Jimmy Hop right now in 11th at 528, 174 behind the leader and 8 behind Bubba. Jerry West in 12th, 527, 175 behind the leader and 1 behind Jimmy. Hunter Carlson in 13th. Actually got a tie for 13th between Hunter Carlson and Andrew Faryniarz, and with 512, 190 behind the leader and 15 behind Jerry. 15th right now is Brent Elmore at 506, 196 behind the leader and 6 behind Hunter and Andrew. Christian Strader in 16th right now at 492, 210 points behind the leader and 14 behind Brent. Rick Sanchez in 17th at 484, 218 behind the leader and 8 behind Christian. Brian Elmore in 18th at a 464. He is 238 behind the leader and 20 behind Rick. Stephen Luttrell in 19th at 449. He is 253 behind the leader and 15 behind Brian. And Bobby Wetzel rounding out your top 20 at 431. 271 points behind the leader and 18 behind Steven. Well, we're going to go ahead and take a look at what happened last week. And it didn't show it. Why did it not show it? That's the wrong one. Well, here's what happened last week at Texas Motor Speedway. Andrew Faryniarz, your winner. Tyler Dalton coming in second. Christian Strader in third. Bentley Glazer fourth. And Jerry West rounding out the top of 5. So really good. And Andrew just absolutely ran away with it last week, folks. Got out front, never looked back, led the most laps for the race. So he was on a tear last week. And I noticed that my volume got into the red. So if I get a little loud, folks, let me know, and I'll turn it down just a little bit. I know it pegged out in the red, but the engine sometimes I try to get it, get it on point tonight, but I was having a hard time because it was either too loud in my ear or not loud enough. So you can't hear me? What about now? Let me make sure, because I had an update. Oh, what? Eric, dang you, boy. I'm checking everything. I'm checking my mute button. I'm checking my properties on my input, and the whole time your volume was turned down. Belba, you need to keep Eric in line tonight, ma'am. Well, we are less than a minute left of practice. Eric probably just had his sound turned off and wasn't paying attention. Yeah, it was him. Belva, keep Eric in line tonight, would you please? We may have to put him in timeout or something. Well, right now we've actually had a few more join the race tonight. We're up to 31 cars now, and these guys are running the Gen 4s. These are the Legacy Gen 4s. Now Belva's on you, Eric. That's awesome. But they are running the Legacy Gen 4s here tonight. Of course, Pocono, well, we're going to go ahead and get to our pre-race analytics while we got a little bit of time left. Right now, 72-degree air temp, 18% humidity, partly cloudy skies, 1 mile-an-hour wind, track temperature, a track temperature at 94 degrees. Now, this is the tricky triangle, so it is the 2.5-mile track. I know there's a lot of guys that don't like this track, and there's a lot of guys that do. Now, we are into qualifying now here. Right now, Rick Sanchez, the first one out of pit road. Andrew Lutz coming out, as well as Brian Elmore, Daniel Dowds, Charlie Woods, Bubba Whittingham, PK, Paul Crumry, and Isaiah Dupree out on the track. Nick Wing coming off of pit road. So is Christian Strader, Glenn Campbell. Oh, Jerry West was there and then disappeared. Well, let me go ahead and do this. So we're going to pin that. So that is the other link. Don't forget that Jeremy and Joshua are broadcasting the J&K lift services. There is the YouTube channel link up at the top of the description or on top of the chat. I've pinned that up there, so be sure you go check that out as well. Give Jeremy and Josh some love over there at the J&K lift services. That is part of the Josh White Racing Esports. And I believe they are running at Eldora tonight, so I believe they're running on dirt tonight over there. So well, we got just about everybody out on track. Jeff Hollingsworth, Brent Elward, Nick Wing, Jerry Bergeron, Brian Elmore, Andrew Lutz, Charlie Woods, Daniel Dow, Bentley Glazer, Hunter Carlson, Adam Pettit, Ron Holyfield, Bubba Whittingham, Christian Strader, Glenn Campbell, Andrew Lutz Jr., Jerry West, Michael Hopp, Right now, Bentley Glazer setting the fastest time for qualifying at a 54.52. Now we have 80 laps tonight with 2 fast repairs, or 1 fast repair. I can't remember what they put on there. We'll go ahead and refresh the SDK because it doesn't like the practice or the qualifying anymore for some reason. As you can see, it kind of jumbling them up there on the tower. So I got to keep hitting that refresh. They only have 1 lap of qualifying, but right now Bentley Glazer is sitting in that top spot. With about a minute left of practice, I don't know if anybody is going to catch up with Bentley. Michael Hopp about a 1/10 of a second off of Bentley's time. Well, Andrew Faryniarz, you know, he will start in the back, towards the back anyway. He says he likes to race through the field, so we'll see where Andrew finishes up tonight. 33 seconds left to go. And looks like everybody that's going to qualify is done qualifying. I don't think anybody else is going to have time, so we'll wait till this gets down and we'll get Bentley up here. He will be your pole sitter for tonight. So we'll go ahead and we'll bring Bentley up to the broadcast channel. Well, Bentley, buddy, you are sitting on the poles tonight, bud. You know, we're at this big Pocono track. The cars seem to be running pretty good here and seem to be handling pretty good. I think we've seen a couple of guys having some issues coming out of turn 1. How's things feeling to you out there tonight, brother?
I don't know. Hang on, someone's talking. Sorry. I don't know how it's gonna be tonight. I got lucky on this lap, so we'll see. I'm sure that Andrew guy is gonna come up and whoop us all. So
he is on a whole other planet. But I mean, you all in all, the cars, are they handling bad? Or I mean, I know some of you guys don't have a lot of time in these cars, but do they seem to be handling Pocono a little bit better than, say, one of the other tracks we've run?
it's pretty loose off the corners, so it's definitely a handful.
All right.
How hard it'd be to pass.
Well, you know, just take it easy and wait for your moment. Bentley, you're a great driver, buddy. Congratulations on the pole tonight. And, you know, just go out there and have fun.
Thank you, will do.
All right, we'll get him back down there. We'll go ahead and get our Maxspeed TV starting grid for the OP Throwback Cup Series. Bentley Glazer on the pole. Michael Hopp starting on his outside of row 1. Row number 2 is going to be Christian Strader, Daniel Dow. Row number 3 will be Charlie Woods and Glenn Campbell. Row number 4, Isaiah Dupree and PK Paul Crumry. Row number 5, Hunter Carlson and Adam Pettit. Row number 6 will be Jerry West and Andrew Lutz Jr. Row number 7, Rick Sanchez and Brian Elmore. Row number 8, Brent Elmore, Ron Holyfield. Row number 9 will be Jeff Hollingsworth and Nick Wing. Row number 10, Andrew Lutz and Jerry Bergeron. Row number 11 is going to be Bubba Winningham and that 88 last week's winner, Andrew Faryniarz. Row number 12, Rusty Modesty, Cody Eldred. Row 13 will be Stephen Luttrell and Garrett Streets. Row 14, the 89 of Brian Workman and the 126 of Robert Hooligan. Row 15, Greg Bourbonier in the 00 to his outside, the 83 of Doug Johnson. It's not going to let me show the last couple of rows, but row number 16 is going to consist of Cody Eldred and Brian Workman. And row number 17, bringing up the rear, the 20 or the 10 of Everett Lane. I do not see Everett or Brian out on the track, so I'm not sure if they opted not to run, but typically, even if they're grayed out, they may still be down on pit road. We'll see when we get going, as we make that long trek around the tricky triangle, as we are in turn number 3. That pace car will dive off down to the safety of pit road for our green flag start. There goes a pace car. They're going to cross that line right there. Chevyland green flag out. We are green flag racing here at Pocono in these Legacy Gen 4s. So far, so good. Out to a pretty good start. Now, Everett Lane, he is coming out of pit road, I think. Nope. He is still somewhere. Bentley Glazer, we got some guys, 81 of Daniel Dow, getting up into the wall a little bit there. Now we're 3 wide right here. That's the 98 of Charlie Woods, the 86 of Isaiah Dupree, and we've got our first caution, Andrew Lutz and Nick Wing. Looks like to be involved here. Well, let's see what it shows on the replay here, folks. As they are rounding in to turn 3 there. Let's get on a far chase. And let's go back a position. Oops, I said back. We are on board with the 80. He just gets into the back of the 9. Sends them both around. Andrew Lutz hard into that outside wall. Nick Wing nose first into the outside wall. The 33. Oh. The 33 right into the side of Nick Wing. That is the 33 of Garrett Streets. Well, that's going to bring out our first caution of the night. Let's see. We want to check in with one of our admins here. But I don't want to mess with these guys if they come down pit road. Looks like he is going to stay out. I'll go ahead and bring him up to the booth real quick. Hunter, real quick, buddy. You know, early caution to come out, but guys just settle down a little bit and might have some green flag runs here, wouldn't you think?
Man, I would hope so. This track's fun when you can get green and get a little spread out and get into a rhythm. And the way the last few races have been going, it's been getting better outside of Gateway. We're not going to talk about Gateway.
Oh, yeah, we won't talk about that track.
No, last week showed if we can just get spread out and get into a rhythm, things are a ton of fun. And these cars are fun, especially around here. Car's a little loose and it trends tight, obviously, like a lot of things. But I think we'll have some fun green flag racing here, hopefully soon.
Well, we almost didn't know if we was going to have a race because I guess there was some issues with iRacing getting the session loaded up. But, you know, you guys, with the admins, got to tip my hat to you guys. Y'all do an amazing job and was able to get it up and going finally. What can you explain maybe what was going on? Was it just iRacing being iRacing or?
Yeah, Stephen Luttrell was having the weirdest error I've ever seen. It was trying to force AI into a race, and he was able to trick it into not having any AI, so it ended up working out in the end. Otherwise, I would have had to make the session last second because I hadn't gotten to my rig until right when practice started.
Oh, Lord.
So, who knows what happened if you didn't get the session made.
Well, Hunter, thanks for taking the time to visit with us. You guys will fix to get stacked back up here and get going. Good luck, buddy. And, well, let's just have a good race.
Thank you.
All right, we'll put him back down there in Team 1. Let's go ahead, and I want to bring our green flag sponsor up here real quick. I know Bubba's getting ready to go back green here, but we got a long time to get around this track. But, of course, Chevyland, our green flag sponsor here on MaxspeedTV. TV. Bubba, what do you guys got going on at Chevyland?
Man, you know, it's the end of the model year, so 25 models, you got a lot of rebate money, incentives, low interest rates, and stuff like that. So you check out Chevyland.com, see the inventory, get your trade-in looked at online, you know, this type of stuff. Apply for financing. You do everything by phone or by text or by email. We deliver that car to you, man, no problem.
Man, that is one heck of a deal. I know I've looked at some of the stuff that they got there, and they got some they got a lot of trucks on hand. And, of course, I believe you guys are the truck headquarters of Northwest Louisiana.
We are the Silverado headquarters, and we got quite a few. And truckloads are coming in. We've delivered trucks. Let's see, I took one to Dallas today. We took a couple up to Knoxville, Tennessee about 3 weeks ago. You know, there's no, if it's in the United States down here, 48 states, we can deliver. So, you know, make it easy.
Well, Bubba, good luck out there, buddy. Thanks for coming up and letting us know what Chevyland's got going on. Of course, we wave that Chevyland flag proudly here at MaxspeedTV, TV, and man, we just can't thank you enough for what you do.
Appreciate you guys every week, sure do.
All right, we'll talk to you later, buddy. All right, we get him back down there as we get ready to go back a green here. That's Chevyland green flag back out on the loud pedal. Bentley Glazer getting a good restart there. Really no one to contest on that restart with Bentley. He jumps out there, gets up to that top line, makes his way. Oh, we got another crash. We were catching that. That looked like the 45 of Glenn Campbell. Let's take a look here as we get, we are still on the 45. I want to get to that far chase. He is right behind that 95 of Michael Hopp. Oh, no, I did it again. Hang on, folks. He was right behind that 95. look like maybe some net coat as he goes into the back of the 95. And that sends him up into the wall. Hard into that outside wall. Luckily, it looked like it's just him involved. Now, I noticed in practice, though, he was kind of blinking out as he is down on pit road right now. But Bentley Glazer still your leader. Michael Hopp in a second. Daniel Dow third. PK Paul Crumry fourth. Christian Strader fifth. Isaiah Dupree in sixth. Charlie Woods seventh. Adam Pettit in eighth. Andrew Lutz Jr. ninth. Jerry West in 10th. Hunter Carlson in 11th. Jeff Hollingsworth 12th. Ron Holyfield in, Andrew Faryniarz now in 13th. Ron Holyfield in 14th. And Brian Elmore in 15th. We're going to step aside, play our commercial with the Chevyland, our green flag sponsor. Hang tight, folks. We'll be right back.
Sizzling summer savings are yours for the taking at North Louisiana's #1 dealer, Chevyland. Save now before the price adjustments kick in. Get up to $9,000 off MSRP on select new Silverado models or incredible 0% financing on select new Chevrolet vehicles. And the Chevyland Advantage, 12 months, no charge scheduled maintenance. Get the best deals at North Louisiana's #1 dealer, Chevyland. Your Silverado headquarters. Online at Chevyland.com.
All right, folks, we are back. I was looking down here. Garrett Street's down on pit road. Brian Workman down on pit road. Glenn Campbell still down on pit road. It looked like we had Cody Eldred, Andrew Lutz, Brent Elmore, Nick Wing. They were down on pit road as well. Looks like Brian Workman is leaving pit road. Garrett Street still down there, as well as Glenn Campbell. Well, lights on the pace car are still on as we get back to the start-finish line. They will go off. They will have one more lap of pacing. As Garrett Street's trying to beat the pace car off a pit road, and he does. I believe he will stay on the lead lap. Looks like Glenn Campbell has taken his car behind the wall, and Everett Lane unfortunately did not start. Well, I hope everybody is doing well out there, folks. Glad everybody could tune in tonight as we are fixing to hit lap 9 to restart the race. Hopefully guys will settle down a little bit. And Brian Workman just now coming back off of pits. Got some people out there rooting on their favorite drivers. Of course, William Luttrell rooting on Steven Belva, rooting on the number 5 of Sanchez. or I should say the 05, is a Chevyland green flag back out once again on the loud pedal. Bentley Glazer with another good restart. A 78, a PK to the outside. We got a checkup here. And that's going to bring out another caution right there, folks. We were watching that. We got several cars involved. Bubba Winningham, the 5 of Rusty Modesty. Nick Wing, it looked like got a piece of it as well. Let's take a look here and see. Looks like it started. I've seen that big checkup on the outside. I believe that is the 86. Of Isaiah Dupree. That sends Greg into the wall. The 25 really trying, just a big checkup. That got into Rusty. The 39 was involved in that as well. That's Brian Elmore, Greg Bourbonier there around. Guys going off in the grass. Bubba Winningham down there. There goes the 4 of Cody Eldred. The 26. I think Cody, does he get a piece of Rusty right here? Oh, he does. And Bubba Winningham gets in a 2. That looks like unfortunately my camera angle changed. I want to say that was the 388 of Doug Johnson. So several guys getting involved in that as we have another caution here. A caution at number 3, I believe, already. Eric giving us update on the other race on Maxspeed TV, lap 103 of 150, and they are currently green. Where are they at, Eric? If you can fill me in, I didn't even know where they were at tonight. We got several drivers going down pit road here. Robert Hooligan, Isaiah Dupree, Hunter Carlson, Rick Sanchez, Ron Holyfield, Jerry West, Brian Elmore, Nick Wing, Bubba Winningham, Garrett Streets, Brian Wortman, and Doug Johnson. Again, Cody Eldred got a piece of, I believe it was the 5 of Rusty Modesty. Well, let's see. Cody Eldred, Steve up in the booth. Got a copy there, buddy?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Hey, I mean, I know it's a rough night already. You got a little piece of Rusty there on that. Did you see what happened? It looked like there was this, excuse me. Golly, I got choked up. It looked like there was just a big checkup on that outside line.
Sorry, I'm having trouble with my car. It's not going anywhere. I think I might be done for the night. But no, I saw smoke and that was it. I went for a hole and saw and didn't. I saw him come across the track there. Not enough time.
Oh man. Well, like I said, it looked like just a big checkup on that outside line, and you know, just kind of got everybody involved there. Guys are trying to jockey for position, and well, 2 cars can't occupy the same spot at the same time, brother.
Yeah.
So, well, I hate it for you. I hope you get things figured out so you can get back out on the track. And, man, if you do, good luck, brother.
All right, thank you.
Well, lights on the pace car are out. Bentley Glazer still going to be your leader down on that inside line. Michael Hopp to his outside. Then you got PK and Daniel Dow in that second row. Actually, I was choking on coffee. But yeah, you can say that too, William. It happens. Well, folks, we are fixing to get started here. Back on lap number 13. When we get to the line, there goes the pace car. They cross that line right there. The Chevyland green flag back out once again. Bentley Glazer getting those great restarts. As we see everybody trying to jockey for position. Now they can't change lanes till after the start-finish line. They've got to cross that line first. Looking back through, Andrew Faryniarz right now is up 12 spots up to 10th. Stephen Latrell is up 13. Our biggest mover, though, right now is Robert Hooligan, up 14 spots into 14th spot. Ricky Bobby outtake. These guys are rolling down the front straightaway now. Finishing lap 13. On lap 14, as we see them kind of getting single file here. We got a couple of guys down on the low side. And I do apologize. I don't have real good cameras here at Pocono. As right now, Andrew Faryniarz, though, is looking at that inside line, getting around the 79 and the 58. Now the 58 looking to the inside. But Faryniarz is going to have the run coming in to turn number 2. That is the tunnel turn. As we get ready to come around turn number 3, back to the front straightaway once again. Andrew down on the inside of the 49. That is Adam Pettit. Ooh, guys just kind of throwing their weight around. That's Christian Strader in the Reese's 21. It's supposed to be in the 29. Now we're going to go 3 wide. Back 2 wide here as the 88 of Faryniarz gets around or to the inside of the 21. The 59 right there on his bumper, but not much for them as Andrew makes that pass easily. Now he's looking back down to the inside line. Coming up on PK, Paul Crumry. Faryniarz is taking that inside line. Coming around the 49 of Adam Pettit. Now we're looking back here. We got a couple of more. That is the 5 of Rusty Modesty down on the inside. Jerry Bergeron and the 32 of Hunter Carlson looking to make it 3 wide. Oh, goes back 2 wide. Kind of looking back here. That's the 86 of Isaiah Dupree, the 01 of Jerry West. Kind of single file it back all the way back here. Doug Johnson. Bubba Winningham back here by himself, as well as Garrett Streets with no front clip. Cody Elder did get whatever it was fixed. He is back onto the track, but he is 3 laps down. Bentley Glazer Got about a second gap on Michael Hopp and Daniel Dow. Now they're side by side for P2 here, folks. Coming into turn number 1. Looks like Daniel may have the edge coming out of turn 1 there. So we come down this little back straightaway here. Now the 95 of Michael Hopp right there door to door as they come into the tunnel turn right here in turn 2. We are still side by side. Andrew down there on the inside of the 29 of Christian Strader. That turn 3 really gets them guys slowed down. Andrew makes the pass around the 78 of PK. Andrew is up 18 spots right now. 49 of Christian Strader and Andrew Lutz Jr. in the 58 or Dubs as he is known. Right there, they're battling out. This is for 6th. Or I'm sorry, 7th. It's Adam Pettit down on the inside of Lutz Jr. as Dubs. Jeff Hollingsworth now, they're battling out between Adam and Jeff. Jeff does get the edge. Both drivers are looking at the inside. Jeff just up a little bit higher. And Jeff getting a little bit loose coming out of turn 3. Now Andrew Faryniarz up here made it around all the way up to 2nd, up 20 spots. As we're watching now, Michael Hopp, Daniel Dow really battling it out for that 3rd spot. PK coming up there as well. About a 2-second gap between Andrew and Bentley right now. Bentley out front. Just kind of looking back through the field here. Now Stephen Luttrell and Hunter Carlson are battling out for that 10th spot. Hunter down on the inside, Stephen on the outside. Hunter still trying to make that inside line work as they come out the front straightaway here into turn 1. Hunter down on the inside. Steven still on the outside. Steven might have a little bit of the run here coming off of turn 1. We're looking at Jerry West and Robert Hooligan coming into turn 2, the tunnel turn. That is Jerry West on the inside. Does make the pass on Robert fairly easy. The 89 of Brian Workman. The 00 of Greg Bermanier. And the 31 of Brent Elmore battling back here in the back. The 5 of Rick Sanchez right there with Doug Johnson behind him. Bentley still out front, but he is losing a little time. Andrew Faryniarz making up almost 0.2 of a second there, as Bentley does have a 1.3 second lead over Andrew. So these guys just getting out there clean air, running their race. A little bit of a battle back here is the 81 of Daniel Dow. Looking down on the inside, the 95 of Michael Hopp right there as well. PK, Paul Crumry, Andrew Lutz Jr., and Jeff Hollingsworth. Adam Pettit there in 9th, but we got a battle right here. The 39 of Brian Elmore, and then the 36 of Stephen Luttrell was battling for that 11th spot, but Bryant does have the edge on that 36. Ooh, 39 dives to the inside. Now here comes, ooh, I got somebody smoking. That's going to have a, oh, Andrew Lutz upside down. It was 81 of Daniel Dow, Rusty Modesty. Let's take a look here and see what happened on this one. Oh, we see it happen way up there. Look like the 95. That is Michael Hopp. Was down on the inside of the 81. 95 just comes up and a little bit of netco, but they were going to make contact regardless. And that sends the 81 around. But we want to get on the 20 or the 81 or 80. Andrew Lutz, the 5 of Rusty Modesty, was slowing down. Andrew Lutz right into the back of Rusty. Andrew on his side up into that outside wall and up on top of the safer barrier as he comes back down hard. Well, that's going to bring these guys down on pit road now. I was asking about, Cody Eldred said he crashed. Let's see what happened to Cody. Was he coming down pit road and spun out? The 5 of Rusty Modesty completely missing his pit box, having to back up. $15 go to go, going green. That's over on the other race. Looking to see what happened to Cody. He's in turn 1 right there. Not sure. Huh. Well, I'm not sure what happened to Cody, but he is back out on the track, though. Rusty Modesty is down on pit road still. Well, Bentley Glazer going to be your leader still. That didn't help his lead as Andrew Faryniarz right there in second. Christian Strader third. PK, Paul Cumright in a fourth. Jeff Hollingsworth in fifth. Adam Pettit, Andrew Lutz in 6th and 7th, Hunter Carlson 8th, Stephen Luttrell 9th, Brian Elmore in a 10th. Lights on the pace car are out. We're going to go ahead and step aside, take a quick break. We will be right back.
Sizzling summer savings are yours for the taking at North Louisiana's #1 dealer, Chevyland. Save now before the price adjustments kick in. Get up to $9,000 off MSRP on select new Silverado models or incredible 0% financing on select new Chevrolet vehicles. And the Chevyland Advantage, 12 months, no charge scheduled maintenance. Get the best deals at North Louisiana's #1 dealer, Chevyland, your Silverado headquarters. Online at Chevyland.com.
Oh no, 7 to go and 3 cautions later. Oh man. Well, as we come out of turn number 3, you'll see that pace car will dive off down to pit road as we get ready to go back green. Again, I appreciate everybody tuning in. Of course, as always, as the Chevyland green flag back out once again. Faryniarz down on the low line. Bentley Glazer again with another great jump on the outside. We see guys kind of scrambling around there, jockeying for positions. The battle up here with the front, though, with Bentley and Andrew. Well, Jeff Hollingsworth looked like him and the 49 up. Christian Strader were battling there for just a second. Or, I'm sorry, Adam Pettit. Christian Strader should be in the 29, showing the 21. As him and PK there. Look like PK's looking to the outside of Andrew. We got another caution out, folks, here. Oh, right there between the 86 and the 126. That's Isaiah Dupree and Robert Hooligan. Let's take a look here. Robert trying to get set up for the turn 2, the tunnel turn here. Oh, I don't know. Did they really make contact? Oh yeah, he got up underneath the 126. You see that the rear end of the 126 lift up, and that takes them both. Ooh, the 98. That's Charlie Woods getting hit by the 00 of Greg Vervenier and the 81 of Daniel Dow. That sends Charlie around as well. Oh no, Rick Sanchez involved in that as well. As the 25, that is, who is the 25? Looking to see who that is. That's Ron Holyfield. Well, that's going to bring out another caution here, guys. Well, we are 28 laps in, so we are 53 laps to go. No GWCs on the other stream. They finished under yellow. Well, unfortunately, we still got quite a few laps to go here, folks. Bentley Glazer in your top spot. Andrew Faryniarz in a second. PK third. Christian Strader fourth. Jeff Hollingsworth rounding out your top 5. He's probably going to get mad at me, though, but we're going to talk to PK. PK, buddy, how are you doing, my friend?
I don't know. I don't know why I'm in third, but yeah, I'm up here, buddy.
Well, you know, you're running pretty good there, PK. The car seems to be handling pretty well. I know that it gets a little bit of looseness there to start out, but is it tightening up as you? Well, of course, you guys have had quite a few cautions, but in the short green flag run, was it tightening up any?
Not really. It was it's really. I mean, coming into the corner, I'm downshifting in 1 and 3, and I'm an octopus in those corners, so it can be pretty squirrely coming out of the corners because of the RPMs. But it hasn't gotten too bad to the point where it's super tight going in the corners. It's just when you're going into the tunnel turn 3 wide, it starts to get a little stiff, and it feels like it's going to go right into the wall, so you kind of have to back off a little bit. These guys are getting a little overzealous here, trying to win the race on the first lap here, but hopefully we can settle in a little bit, get some green flag runs, and see how this car really handles.
Yeah, and I'm thinking you guys are getting about I'm saying the pit window's anywhere from 42 to 45 laps.
Yeah, I think I'm about 30, about 30 laps of tank here, so it's not too bad.
All right.
But yeah, we've got 15 laps of caution, so it's the tires, I can't really tell how they're wearing, but I know this old Pocono eats the right front off like it's a shark, and it's got chum in the water, so it's it's getting a little eaten up. I know I put 23 laps on that last set, and I know a lot of it was caution, but it was I had 78, 89s on the rights, and everybody else was a little bit higher, but I was fighting off quite a few guys here. So
yeah. Well, PK, thanks for taking the time to visit with me, my friend. It's always good to visit with you. I kind of wish I was out there with you guys, but at the same time,
you too.
You know, somebody's got to do what I'm doing. So
sounds good, brother.
All right, take care.
All right.
All right. Got him back down in his room as the pace car does dive off down to pit road. Here we go on the loud pedal once again. Chevy Lane green flag back out. These big loud engines of these Gen 4 cars, man, they just like to scream. Oh, right there. We caught that. Oh, no, that was PK. I believe that was PK. We just talked to him. Oh, something happened. He turned right to the right and got right into the 49. I don't know if he had some steering connection issues or what, but man, that was a hard hit. The 31 right in there, the 388 up underneath the 31, and they're crashing in front of them as well. That is the 58 of Andrew Lutz Jr., the 9 of Nick Wing. The 81 of Daniel Dow. Look at the 58 of Dubs. That left front wheel completely sideways on the track. Wow, what a massive shots from these guys. Well, it looks like Andrew trying to make it back to the pits, But he may have to tow because he has no steering. He's staying down on the grass to keep. John Black out there. I'm sorry, PK. Steven right now. Where is Steven? He is back here in a 20th. Looks to be okay, trying to play catch up. PK, I know you're I was wondering, did you have steering connection issues or was it something else? Other than the broadcaster's curse. I knew PK was going to blame me for that. I knew. Well, glad you made it, John. Good to see you, my friend. I'm trying to get everybody some airtime that I can. Brian Workman down on pit road. Brett Elmore coming off of pit road. And Nick Wing still down on pit road as well. Andrew Lutz trying to make it to his pit box. It looks like he is scraping the wall. Dubs is having a hard time right now, folks, because, well, like I said, he has no left front wheel. No, that's not PK style. As we're still watching Dubs try to get his car into pit road. Well, let's run through our field right now. Bentley Glazer in first. Andrew Faryniarz in second. Christian Strader third. Jeff Hollingsworth in fourth. Hunter Carlson in a fifth. Jerry Bergeron in sixth. Jerry West seventh. Charlie Woods eighth. Brian Elmore ninth. Robert Hooligan in a 10th. Garrett Streets 11th. Michael Hopp 12th. Isaiah Dupree in 13th. Daniel Dow 14th. Rusty Modesty in 15th. Greg Bourbonier 16th. Stephen Luttrell in 17th. Ron Holyfield in 18th. Rick Sanchez in 19th. Doug Johnson in 20th. Adam Pettit in 21st. Brian Workman in 22nd. Brent Elmore in 23rd. Looks like Cody Eldred is done for the night. Andrew Lutz finally coming back out on the track. It looks like Nick Wing, PK, Bubba, Andrew Lutz, Glenn Campbell, and Everett Lane have all taken their cars behind the wall. Yeah, and I knew I shouldn't have brought you up here, PK, but man, I had to talk to my buddy. We are back green, lap 34 of 80 in the books. Now we got a battle for the lead up here between that 88 and the 25. And I'm going to tell you guys, this is going to be a battle for the ages. Andrew Lutz and the 25 of Bentley Glazer going to battle this out. Andrew up 21 spots. Not really, Alex. It's been, well, turn 2 more than, turn 4. Never mind. God. I had a moment. We only got 3 turns here, and he said turn 4. Well, I'm blaming Joshua because Joshua started that broadcaster curse. Yeah. I did too. I was like, oh no, not PK. Well, guys are kind of starting to get in a single file. Now, we do have a little bit of a battle here. That is the 81 of Daniel Dow, looking down to the inside of the 33 of Garrett Streets, the 98 of Charlie Woods down on the inside. We're side by side coming out of turn number 1. We come down this little straight stretch here, getting ready for the tunnel turn. The 95 there, that is Michael Hopp. The 5 of Rusty Modesty looking to take it side by side with the 98 into turn 3. Now the 95 of Michael Hopp making a run. Now he's side by side with Garrett Streets there in the 33. As we come into turn number 1, side by side racing right now. Looking back up to the front real quick. Bentley Glazer, Andrew Faryniarz right there. Jeff Hollingsworth dropping down. He's going to let Jerry Bergeron come around. Yeah, I don't know why Nightbot jumped in here. But I do have to agree with Nightbot there. We do appreciate our subscribers and for the many years of support and the, you guys tuning in each and every broadcast means a lot to us. It means a lot to these drivers. Kind of looking back, we're back single file throughout the field here. It looks like Andrew Lutz Jr. did take his car behind the wall as well. So we are down to 23 drivers now, folks. We're not getting real high speeds. Looks like we're getting about 190. Almost, well, there's 200 on the straightaways there. These 3 cars pretty hooked up together. That's Andrew Faryniarz, Bentley Glazer, and Christian Strader. Jeff Hollingsworth battles his way back up in front of Jerry Bergeron, back up into that 4th spot. Now we got the 01 of Jerry West, the 86 of Isaiah Dupree. But we are single file. Not really seeing kind of back at this group. That's the 33 of Streets, Robert Hooligan, Adam Pettit, Charlie Woods, all back here. Again, just kind of single file. Things are kind of getting settled down as we hit lap 40. Jeff Hollingsworth, Gary Bergeron. Here comes the 86 around the 01 of Jerry West. There is a little bit of a dip right there coming out of turn number 1. It's not so pronounced inside the car as we go on board with Andrew here. You'll kind of see what I'm talking about here. You hear him downshifting. It's kind of a little right there. It's kind of a little hump in the track, but at the end of the front straightaway. We'll see if we can't take a closer look here, as they are coming around turn number 3, going to come down that front straightaway. No, not really. I know what you're talking about. It's right before you get into turn 1. Yeah, but that is just where the transition of the flat straightaway there goes into the banking. Oh, Andrew into the wall. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. As we were coming down the front straightaway past the start-finish line, it's right there. It might get a little bit, but he was hard into the corner. But there's a little bit of a, we call it a roller coaster right there coming out of turn 1. But yeah, it really doesn't affect a whole lot, as Andrew gets about a half a second lead on Christian, and Bentley right here behind him in the 25, Jeff Hollingsworth. He is back here in 4th. Oh, I'm probably going to get a text message or a Facebook message from PK here in a little bit. Probably going to call me a few choice words. Kind of looking back through, I'm not seeing a whole lot of stuff going on. Guys are pretty much kind of settled down now. Cody is 2 laps down. There's Andrew getting a bigger lead now, out to about a second, a little over a second lead on Christian and Bentley. Oh, it'll probably be something a little bit more than that. Oh, a little bit, maybe a bump and run there as the 29 or the 21 of Christian Strader goes up to the high side. Bentley Glazer looking down in the low side of that corner, but just not enough momentum to carry through on the exit. Bentley maybe backing up the corners just a little bit more than a Christian. As we'll see Andrew just about a second and a half gap now on Christian and Bentley. Jeff Hollingsworth in this group here coming around a turn 3. Ooh, that is the 01 of Jerry West. Looked like he was getting awful close to that outside wall. Yep. 24, well, yeah, 23 on the lead lap, 24 still in the race. Cody Eldred is the 24th car, 2 laps down. Andrew Lutz Jr., Nick Wing, PK, Bubba Whittingham, Andrew Lutz, Glenn Campbell, and Everett Lane, who did not start, are all out of the race. Of course, Andrew, he is out to almost a 2-second lead coming out of a turn number 1. They go down that back little straightaway. Andrew's going to make his way into turn 2, the tunnel turn here. It's lap 47. We're fixing to hit lap 48, folks. We are pretty spread out, though, guys. As we look at this group, Daniel Dow, Stephen Luttrell, up 15 spots into 10th now. Gary Berger on 11th, Brian Elmore in 12th. Adam Pettit back here in 13th with Garrett Streets, Rusty Modesty, and Charlie Woods. Okay. It looks like Greg Bourbonier coming down pit road now. Probably not liking what his car is feeling like. Going to get a new set of Goodyears put on that thing. Let's take a look at our pit strategies. They've been out here 24 laps since the last caution. And according to what I was told, we're looking anywhere, well, PK said he was getting about 30 laps on a run, but I was told 42 to 45. Now, Andrews opened up a 2.2 second lead over Bentley, who did pass Christian. Now, Bentley is up into second. Christian Strader in a third. Jerry West, Isaiah Dupree, Jeff Hollingsworth. Back here in this group, 6, almost 7 seconds behind Andrew. Jeff kind of falling back just a little bit. Maybe he's watching this battle through his windshield. As the 86 and the 01 go at it. 01, or the 86, I should say. It looked like he got a little bit loose there. And now we're side by side with these guys. I see another car coming down pit road. That's the 5 of Rusty Modesty. As 86 does get around Jerry West of the 01. Now Jeff Hollingsworth may be looking to do the same thing. We got guys still coming down pit road. Rusty Modesty coming off of pit road. Greg Faryniarz back out on the track with fresh tires. So we're going to see some guys making some moves here with the fresh tires. A 49 of Adam Pettit right there as well. The 00 Greg Faryniarz dropping down low, letting those other guys get around as Charlie Woods does get around him. He does go up to that, back up to the top line. Oh my God, Eric. Andrew opened up almost a 3-second lead on Bentley and Christian. Isaiah Dupree still out front of Jerry West. Jeff Hollingsworth just biding his time right here. Rick Sanchez, Robert Hooligan down on pit road right now. Rick looked like he was getting right sides. Now he's going to take the left sides. Well, I got to give a shout out to Dirty Twos for helping me with SDK. That's why I still have their logo up there. Without those guys working with me, I honestly don't know how I would be using SDK because there is a lot of HTML code that goes involved with the SDK system. But we're going to run this system as long as we can. I think I only paid for a year's service, so we'll see what happens, folks. Andrew, he is out, man. Almost a 4-second lead over Christian and Bentley now. Christian with a 3.99. There is the 4-second gap from Andrew Faryniarz and Christian Strader. Again, Christian's been out here 30 laps, or Andrew, Christian, and Glazer has been out here 30 laps. Looks like we got Gary Bergeron coming down pit road now. So I'm wondering when we're going to see these leaders pit. Is Andrew going to take it another round? Belva. Yeah, Eric. What Belva said. Well, these guys are still, well, they're losing some time. They're not running the 54-second laps that they were, or almost 53 seconds. So a tire wear is a thing. Here comes Rick Sanchez back down on pit road. Like I said, we are kind of spread out here. Brian Elmore coming down pit road, and now Jeff Hollingsworth, he is falling back a little bit, about a second and a half behind Jerry. Michael Hopp is a couple of seconds behind Jeff Hollingsworth. They are back here. That is Michael Hopp, Daniel Dow, Stephen Luttrell up to 9th. Hunter Carlson there in a 10th. Now, these leaders are going to try to take it as far as they can. We are 24 laps to go, though. Jerry West finally coming down pit road, as well as Michael Hopp. Jeff Hollingsworth staying out again. He has been out here. Well, I'm not really sure, but right now the 88, to answer your question and show you, 5-second gap on the P2 car of Christian Strader. Christian and Bentley swapping places again. Christian Strader is currently in a second, Bentley in a third. Isaiah Dupree in fourth, Jeff Hollingsworth in fifth. Now we got Adam Pettit, Garrett Streets coming down pit road. Andrew, he is just on a tear right now. Yeah, it does. I have to admit. As we're watching Andrew right now, we've got a couple more guys. Adam Pettit coming down pit road. Andrew opting to stay out again as he comes around the one of Gary Bergeron. Now we got more guys. Bentley, Christian Strader, Bentley coming down pit road. Jeff Hollingsworth staying out. He is up to third. But Andrew Faryniarz got a huge lead over Isaiah. 8.6 seconds, 11.5 seconds ahead of Jeff Hollingsworth. Pretty much, he is up 21 spots. Looks like he's going to stay down on the low side. I wonder if he's going to pit this time. And here he comes down pit road. With 22 laps to go, this will be, well, we've had some green flag pit stops now. Isaiah Dupree staying out. He's going to get a lap lead. Jeff Hollingsworth coming down pit road as well. So is Ron Holyfield. It looks like Andrew just got right side tires. We're going to see what Jeff does as he take all four. Faryniarz. His name is hard for me to pronounce, so we'll just call him Andrew. Well, Isaiah Dupree is your leader. Here comes Stephen Luttrell and Hunter Carlson down pit road. And Isaiah Dupree is your leader. He's been out here 20 laps, so again, he might make it. I don't know. We'll see what he does. Looks like Doug Johnson coming down pit road as well. But Brian Workman in second, Andrew in third, Christian Strader in fourth, Bentley Glazer in fifth, Jerry West sixth, Michael Hop seventh, Daniel Dow in eighth, Jeff Hollingsworth back here in ninth. Isaiah Dupree has a 26-second gap on Andrew, but he's been out here for 20. Well, it says 30 laps. Well, here comes Isaiah down on the pit road. Pit speed, I believe, is 65. We give him an interview. Well, he won't come into Discord till the end of the race, so Andrew is going to come around and take the lead back over from Isaiah. As Isaiah's still down on pit road. Now he's coming out of his pit box. Christian Strader going to move back to second. Bentley Glazer third. Jerry West in fourth as they're coming around. Rick Sanchez. Now Rick is a lap down, but here comes Isaiah Dupree. That's the 95 of Michael Hop. Daniel Dow, Jeff Hollingsworth back here 7th and 8th respectfully. Stephen Luttrell back here in 9th and Hunter Carlson in 10th. It looks like Cody Eldred has now taken his car behind the wall. And back here 18th, 19th, you have Brent and Brian Elmore. Oh, no, Cody's down on pit road. I'm sorry. Well, Andrew got a 5-second gap on Christian. About 6 second on Bentley. Bentley's about a second and a half behind Christian right now. Jerry West right here. That's Rick Sanchez in the 05. And then Isaiah Dupree back here 4 seconds behind Jerry. Michael Hop. So Isaiah did get back around Michael. Quick, give the top 8 interviews. We got a battle right here between Jeff Hollingsworth and Daniel Dow as we come into turn number 1. Jeff coming down just a little bit, getting a little bit squirrely coming off of turn number 1 down this little back straightaway. It's 81 of Daniel Dow peeking to the inside, coming into the tunnel turn. He's going to hang it down low. Jeff is hitting that apex. Going to try to get the run off of the corner. Daniel Dow did pass Jeff for that P7 spot. 15 to go, folks. We are winding this down, but Andrew, well, he's just cruising out here. About almost 6 second gap between him and Christian. Got a 7 second lead on Bentley. Put the curse on him. Well, the only ones that I see in chat right now would be Bentley. Jeff Hollingsworth and Hunter Carlson. As Hunter does pass Steven for that P9. Now they're battling back here for that position. The thing is they're running in the same team room, so these guys are working together. We got some guys that are side by side back here. That's Charlie Woods, Rusty Modesty, and that looks like the 25 should be the 924 of Ron Holyfield. They do get around Rusty. Charlie up to 14th. Actually down 9 spots. Where's Josh when you need him? Looking back at Andrew, though, he is stretching that lead out to almost a 7-second lead over Christian. 8-second lead over Bentley. Of course, Bentley said he didn't know if he had anything for Andrew tonight, as Andrew has just been, well, the last couple races started in the back and just drove his way through the field to get to the front. We are 13 to go. Of course, Steven and Hunter still back here, 9th and 10th. I think Steven, with these cars, would be happy with a top 10 finish, but we'll see. Now we got a battle here between Hollingsworth and Daniel Dow. Oh, I agree, Everett. You know, we talk about guys being aliens on iRacing, but man, Andrew is on a whole different universe. Yeah, he has opened that lead up over Christian to almost 7.5 seconds. With 12 to go, these guys can make it to the end. He's on a Sunday drive on a Thursday. Oh, Steven gets a little bit loose there, but jumps down to the inside of the 32 as they come in to turn number 3. They hit this front straightaway. Will Steven have enough momentum to stay in front of Hunter? He does. And here comes the 49 of Adam Pettit. Say, hey, I'm going to get in this mix as well. Garrett Street's right there by himself. Now we got this group here. Ron Holyfield getting around Charlie Woods. Charlie Woods and Jerry Bergeron right there together. And I believe that is the 4 of Cody Eldred, who's a couple of laps down, but still out here battling it out. So he does get around Jerry Bergeron. Now he jumps up to that high side to get set up for this tunnel turn number 2. Back up to the front. Now Andrew with 7.8 second gap on Christian. Christian, he's just back here running his race, as well as Bentley Glazier. But Jerry West looking to make a move on Bentley. Yeah, it is. You know, it doesn't matter which vehicle you're in. It's always a tough track. Again, this is Legacy Pocono, so this doesn't have the newer racing surface that you see on the new Pocono. So it does have an older, and like PK said, it will eat your tires up, especially the right sides real quick. Looking back here now, Stephen Luttrell and Hunter Carlson still back here. With Jeff Hollingsworth, Daniel Dow still battling, trying to battle for 7th. And Garrett Street still right there by himself. Ron Holyfield, Charlie Woods, Jerry Bergeron, Rusty Modesty. And then back here you have Brent Elmore and Brian Wortman. They're battling for 17th. As Brent does edge out Brian Wortman. And then Brian Elmore back here in 19th. Doug Johnson in 20th. Rick Sanchez in 21st. He's going to have the 95 there. That is Michael Hopp. Kind of staying in his draft, but Michael's going to get the run on him. Take that inside line away. We'll get around Rick. But Rick, man, he done a heck of a job on that corner. Just got down to that low line and just stuck. 8 laps to go. It is 9:34 Central, 10:34 Eastern. Again, thank you everybody for tuning in tonight for the OP, the Throwback Cup Series. I know all the drivers out there appreciate you, fans out there tuning in, all the likes, all the comments, everything you guys do. Now, Jerry West did get around Bentley Glazer. As Bentley and Jerry right now battling for that 3rd spot. No, this is a fixed setup. The only thing you can change is your brake bias and your steering ratio. That is the only adjustments you can make. We're kind of watching this battle right here. Going to see if Bentley's able to get around Jerry. Jerry kind of taps the wall. As we come into the tunnel, or turn 3 here. Hey, look, a cow. 6 to go. Been a great second half here. Let's go ahead and look at our pit strategy. Andrew Faryniarz just out front, like you said, just out here cruising on a Sunday drive on a Thursday. Opened that gap up between him and Christian to almost 10 seconds, 9.5 seconds. Jerry West, Bentley Glazer. I think Bentley's just waiting for Jerry to make a mistake, but I don't think we're going to see that from Jerry's. We are 5 to go. Bentley catching up with him in that mid corner, but Jerry's getting the run off of the corner. And getting a little bit ahead of Bentley. Now Bentley's catching up on the exit though. I think Bentley's just trying to stay in the draft to help get them guys caught back up to Christian. And they are 2 seconds behind Christian right now. A little under 2 seconds. Jerry kind of staying up to that high side. 4 laps to go on this big 2.5 mile tri-oval track. Or triangle, tri-oval, whatever you want to call it. Andrew coming out of the tunnel turn, coming into turn number 3. At the line, we will be 3 to go here. Bentley Glazer did get around Jerry West to put him back into that P3 spot. Yep. Big shout out to Chevyland, Chevyland.com, our green flag sponsor here on MaxspeedTV. TV. Yeah, it is. You know, there's not a lot of action. These guys get spread out here, so Daniel Dow did open that gap on Jeff Hollingsworth to a little over a second. But looking back up here, Bentley Glazer, Jerry West still battling for that P3. We hit 3 laps to go here, folks. Two to go. It will be a white flag next time by. Now we got a battle right here. Isaiah Dupree getting in the mix with Bentley Glazer, Jerry West. Jerry to the inside. Isaiah following Jerry down on that inside line. That's going to keep Bentley up on that high side. 3 wide coming into the middle of turn number 1. We are coming out side by side. Ooh, Dupree right in front of the 25. That puts him in 4th. Jerry West in a 3rd. Well, right now, Christian is by himself in 2nd, so really the battle is right here as white flag is out, folks. We're going to watch this battle right here for P3 as Isaiah Dupree charges hard to the outside of that 0-1 of Jerry West. Well, here comes a Bentley Glazer down on the inside of the old 1. Going to try to make him run on the 86 of Isaiah Dupree. But the battle right now is for that 4th spot. Jerry West, Bentley Glazer back and forth. Jerry drops it down in front of Bentley coming into the tunnel turn. Oh, Jerry into the outside wall. Somehow avoids hitting the 25 of Bentley Glazer. But your winner, Andrew Faryniarz, Christian Strader, going to end up in 2nd. Looks like Isaiah Dupree is going to be able to hold off a Bentley Glazer for the P3 spot. Andrew Faryniarz, Christian Strader, and Isaiah Dupree, your top 3 tonight here on a Thursday night, a Throwback series. Well, folks, hang tight. I've got to wait for the top 3 to join us in our podium winners. As soon as they do, we will get our interviews in. So hang tight. We will be right back. All right, folks. I've only got one driver that's in the podium winners right now, and that is your race winner. It looks like Christian Schrader said that he had to run, wouldn't be able to make the interview. So, big shout out to Christian Schrader for coming in P2 tonight here on Thursday. I'm still waiting to see if Isaiah comes in or not, but it doesn't look like it. So we're going to go ahead and get our race winner. Well, Andrew, I don't know about the other guys. I know one of them said he wasn't going to make the interview. That was Christian. But, dude, you're not even on the same planet as these guys. You're in a whole different universe. Coming back from 22nd spot, made up 21 spots up into the lead and leading quite a few laps and winning the race once again, brother. Awesome job. I mean, it was kind of a long race. Started out a little bit rough, but man, what is there to say, dude? Awesome job.
Thanks. I'd like to take all that credit, but I wouldn't say we're that far ahead of everybody. Just circumstance kind of worked out. Unfortunately, this car with the draft is odd, and I know they started fighting for second, and we were able to pull away a little bit, saved a little bit of gas under all those cautions, and that's kind of why we were able to extend it. So they were right there. There was a point in that run where I thought they were a lot quicker than me. They were kind of drafting up right to my back bumper, but they started fighting, and we were able to pull away. So happy, thrilled to get this win, especially this is the closest track to where I live, so it's a home track, and it was a lot of fun tonight.
Well, we were at the Legacy Pocono. We kind of went back in time here compared to the newer Pocono track. PK during an interview was saying that the old Pocono does like to eat the right sides a little bit more. You guys had almost a 35-lap stint there on your tires. How did your tires wear on that long green flag run?
Yeah, this track is definitely rough. You can feel it driving down the straightaway in the corners. It's bumpy. But we were wearing the right front out, at least in my case. Trying to downshift in some of the corners that just keeps them turning it, but it would get really, really tight through the tunnel. So it was holding on to that right front that was the key, especially when you were behind cars. You were getting that aero push, and again, I'll say it till the cows come home. We need to turn the draft out in this car because it's a little too much, in my opinion, especially with the aero push and all that.
Well, you say you wasn't they was closer than it looked, man, but you had a 13.7 second gap on that P2 spot, so it was a little bit bigger than what you thought.
Yeah, like I said, in the end, it's going to look good. But when they start fighting, especially the way the aero is, you could drag cars back if you know how to side draft. And I'm sure they were fighting back there, and that kind of inflated a little. They're really talented guys. They're all through this field. I think anyone is capable of winning. We've had good luck. We've tried to be patient, and it's paid off this year.
Well, we've been debating this about how to pronounce your last name, dude. I've probably been butchering it ever since I started broadcasting. So you have to tell me, how do you pronounce your last name?
It is Polish, so I don't blame you. No one's ever got it right. Actually, one guy one time, not a joke, called me Barnyard. So it's Faryniarz.
Faryniarz.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I've been calling it.
No one ever gets it.
I've been calling it Faryniarz. So but Faryniarz. Okay. Well, now that we got that cleared up, Andrew, awesome job, buddy. I don't know about you guys, but I am tired, so I'm going to go ahead and turn the mic over to you, brother. Any final thoughts, shout-outs, thanks you want to give before you go celebrate?
Yeah, thanks to you for broadcasting, all the admins, especially for, I know it was last minute, but we did change the setup a little bit so we weren't hitting the chip halfway down the straightaway, which really helped tonight. I think it produced good racing. Once we got past the restart shenanigans, it was a lot of fun. So, all the drivers in this league, Christian, I didn't get to talk to him tonight, but it was a lot of fun racing him and Bentley, and it was a lot of fun driving through the fields. All the drivers and all the fans hope put on a good show.
All right, brother. We'll go celebrate. We will see you next week. Again, we won't know for sure where we're going to go because of the whole schedule change up, but wherever we're at, we know it's going to have its share of ups and downs. But congratulations, buddy. Have a good one, and we will catch you next week.
Thanks so much. Have a great night.
All right. Well, he moved himself. I was going to move him up to the post race, but that is going to bring us to our unofficial results. Of course, this is pending any admin stuff here tonight. Andrew Faryniarz, you're going to be your winner tonight. Christian Strader in second. Isaiah Dupree in a third. Bentley Glazer finishing fourth. Jerry West in a fifth. Michael Hopp in at sixth. Daniel Dow seventh. Jeff Hollingsworth in eighth. Stephen Luttrell with a top 10 finish in a ninth. Hunter Carlson in a 10th. Adam Pettit in 11th. Ron Holyfield 12th. Garrett Streets 13th. Charlie Woods 14th. Rusty Modesty 15th. Jerry Bergeron in 16th. Brent Elmore in 17th. Brian Workman in 18th. Brian Elmore in 19th. And I don't know why that didn't switch. Doug Johnson 20th. Rick Sanchez 21st. Cody Eldred 22nd. Greg Burbanier 23rd. Robert Hooligan 24th. Andrew Lutz Jr. finishing 25th. Nick Wing into 26th. And PK, if you're still watching, brother, I'm sorry. Broadcaster's curse got PK right on that restart, but he finished in 27th. Bubba Winningham finishing 28th. Andrew Lutz Sr. finishing 29th. Glenn Campbell in 30th. And Everett Lane finishing in 31st. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight here on Maxspeed TV. Appreciate everybody tuning in. SRT TV Network tuning in right there. Eric W. Everett Grover. I appreciate the kind words, SRTV. I try to do the best I can. Sometimes it's hard to call when there's nothing really going on. But Everett Grover, Velvet Felts out there. William Luttrell as well. Let's see. And I'm sure Lorna was watching. She just didn't chime in. But that's okay. Brandon Cowse out there as well. Looking back through here. John Black tuning in. Alex Green messing with me there. Of course, PK chiming in there after he wrecked out. Let's see. Am I missing anybody? Oh, Everett Baker, he tuned in there for a little bit. Brendan Kennedy tuned in as well. But guys, I do appreciate it. Every single one of you guys. That's going to do it for us here tonight. We will have tomorrow night off, but we will be back Saturday for the OP Butt Kicker Unlimited Series right here on MaxspeedTV. TV. And also Josh and Jeremy will be broadcasting over at the Victory X Financial as well. So double broadcast again Saturday night right here on MaxspeedTV. TV. Until then, folks, please enjoy the rest of your week. Be safe, and you guys have a great night.